Hey guys, welcome to House of the Builder podcast, where faith and works are, they're figuring out. It's still in the talking stage, but if you stay tuned, you'll find out where they end up.
It's complicated. On today's show, we have an awesome conversation with Aaron and Emily Reeves of YouTube, Flying Sparks Garage, all the things. I'm excited because they not only talk about their past, but they share their personal faith journey and just the importance of community in the trades and faith. And it's exciting. I talked to them, interviewed them on my other show, and got to know them a little bit, but didn't get to talk about this side of things, like the faith, where faith integrates into their trade work. So it's really cool.
The important side of things?
Yeah, right? Didn't get to talk about that stuff, but we did this time, and it was really fun.
Business is important, but faith is important,
Yeah, absolutely.
Or something like that. I think Gandhi said that.
One of my yeah, you can quote that. Take that to the bank. One of my colleagues got me a shirt for Secret Santa. It says math is important. No, math or reading, I forget which one, is important, but welding is importanter. Yeah.
Well, it's like in high school.
It's a Winston Churchill quote, I believe.
That's like, we will meet them on the beaches.
I don't even know what he's talking. He's just making up words. It's fine.
I was like in high school, my math teacher said reading is important, but math is importanter. Reading take time away from math.
Yes. Why use lot words when few words do trick?
Do.
Oh boy. But this is a really fun one, and it gets real. They like actually
it gets deep, guys.
They share some cool stuff and some really encouraging things, and their perspective on life is really inspiring. I left that interview and I made some changes in my life. I don't want to give too much away because we're getting right into the episode, but
it's conversations like this that, I don't know, they certainly light a fire, like in you, like a little bit, like, oh man, like I gotta get her going.
Yeah, I gotta make some changes. Like, look at these guys crushing it. What the hell am I doing?
Upon further reflection, I am in fact chopped and unk.
I'm a piece of garbage. So, but I think it's partially Lotly, the Holy Spirit. I mean, the God element. I mean, when someone speaks with conviction about what they're doing, and we all have that need or that desire for that, and it just kind of stirs something inside of us, right? So it's pretty cool. They're super super authentic in this one. It's really neat.
Yeah. Before we jump in, remember, you guys can watch us and House of the Builder podcast, everything we put on YouTube and Spotify. You can find us on Instagram at House of the Builder.
Yeah. Links in the description.
If you like the show, give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, all that good business.
Give us a rate it on Spotify. You can give us a rating, and on Apple Podcasts too.
Yeah,
because that really helps the algorithm suggest the show to other people. Speaking of suggesting it to other people,
share it with a friend now.
Yes, please.
Or your mom, or you should call your mom too. Generally,
just call your mom
and share it with every automotive engineer that you have. They need it.
Maybe it'll help them not put oil filters in horrible places.
Think of the people who fix the stuff.
Please.
Think of their hands.
Think of their patience. They're trying to grow in holiness.
We don't need any more 4-letter words.
Yeah, swearing doesn't help. Well, maybe it does. It's kind of cathartic. I don't know.
It's very cathartic. I don't condone it, but it is cathartic.
The jury's out on that. The jury's out on that. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about swearing one day. Anyways.
We could talk.
I have is it this one? No, I don't.
Do it.
Anyways, what are we saying?
Take care, comb your hair. Love ya. Bye.
Hold on. No. we gotta throw it to the show. All right. But yeah, share it with someone that you think might be interested, someone in the trades. If you're listening and you enjoy it, give us a rating. It'd be awesome. It really helps us out. Just we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you listening and supporting the show. And if you want to support us more, that's how you do it. So now that that's out of the way,
without further ado, please enjoy our interview and conversation with Aaron and Emily of Flying Sparks Garage. Peace.
Take care. Love your hair comb you by.
So close.
Aaron and Emily, welcome to the House of the Builder.
Yeah, thanks for
Glad to
having
be
us.
here.
How we doing today?
Man, we're great. We are
Sun is
great.
shining, birds are singing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day. We're having fall weather in Texas, and it's hard earned because it was a very hot summer. And so the cooler mornings are like, oh, we're soaking them up. It's so nice.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
lots to be grateful for.
Oh yeah, 100%.
How are y'all this morning?
A little chilly actually. It's a little chilly up here in the not white north, but we're
Soon to be white north.
soon to be white
Yeah,
north.
yeah.
Yeah, were we like -7 Celsius yesterday morning?
So what's that, like 30? That's like 40 maybe?
That feels right.
I don't
The
know.
conversion
No
is-
one no one knows.
That's
all
really
made up.
cold temperatures. We just have cool temperatures in Texas and little bursts of where white
Yeah.
stuff falls from
It's
the
sweater
morning.
weather.
Yeah, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater
What a
weather.
wow. That's
Um, yeah, no, it's been good though. It's a little warmer today. Lots of wind, but otherwise hunky dory.
awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on. We've crossed paths in another show that I do, and yeah, like we talked before we started, and I pitched this idea to you about the show and how we're trying to have more of a faith based show that merges trades and all that, and you're like, okay, let's do it. So we want to say thank you again, but while we're recording, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having the vision for this because it's a beautiful thing. We honor that and glad to be contributors to it.
Sweet.
So I know you just said before we started recording that you're kind of a little bit tired of kind of telling your story, but could you just give us like the Spark Notes version, just so we can catch myself up mostly?
Of course. And it's the battle of like talking about yourself you're like, I don't know, like, do we want to talk about ourselves? But our story is ours and we're proud of it and we're grateful for it. So I'll start the rundown and then I'll let Aaron wrap it up. So
Awesome.
Aaron and I both grew up in a small town in East Texas, and we met when we were teenagers at church. We went to youth group together, and he was driving his little Datsun 280Z and asked to drive me home from youth group one night. And I was like, what? Oh my God, he's so cool. How? And really, the rest is history. We started hanging out, and he asked me to be his girlfriend. And that was 24 years ago now. So I'll let him talk about how we got started in the world of wrenching on things.
Yeah, when Emily and I got together, I was 17 years old. So, as many people can relate, my brain was all on mechanical things. All I wanted to do is play with cars, drive cars, race cars, and all that. So, I think she learned pretty early on if she was going to be around me, it was going to be in the shop. And thankfully, she took that in stride and actually became probably more interested in it than I am these days. And so, we just had a lot of fun working together, enjoying the shop. Her career was in film and fashion and stuff like that. So what we're currently doing for a living is just a merger of those two things. So it's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
Awesome.
And that was 24 years ago.
Yeah,
We've been together.
2001.
Yep.
Isn't that
Crazy.
cool how just looking back, I mean, hindsight's always 2020, but when you look back on your life and you see like there's those cliches. I don't know, cliches are full of truth, I think sometimes. But there's those cliches about like when you look back on your life, you see God's fingerprints over everything.
Oh,
But
for
like
sure.
it's really the case. And I know for me in my life, I think back and like I went to Wyotech, and then I ended up going into youth ministry. And then I'm like, when I left the automotive thing to go into youth ministry, I was like, oh, Wyotech was such a waste of time and money. Why did I do that if I'm in ministry? And then I got my education degree, and then I went into the classroom and I was teaching at a public school. And I was like, oh, the youth ministry thing, what a waste of time and money, whatever. And now I'm working in a Catholic school that I can share my faith. We're allowed to do that. And I'm teaching welding and fabrication and stuff that I learned at Wyotech, and it's all being utilized.
Yep.
And so it's like,
almost
Okay.
as like it was part of the
Yeah,
plan.
it's like, okay.
Stepping
Yeah,
stones.
we can't plan this stuff out. It all
No,
falls into
not a
place for
chance.
a reason.
Yep. Yep.
100%. So I just wanted to get started in this conversation by kind of affirming you two, because I can see in every piece of content you put out, your just your faith living through you. Like you're doing it through action, not just through words, right? And just in how you treat people and how you, how you share yourself online and how you conduct yourself in the videos and how you talk to each other and how you like helping people, like how you took Garfield out to one of the Dragon drives to just help people repair on the side of the road, just cut, like, if I didn't know you were Christian by having talked to you before, I would have known that there's some sort of faith driving these people, some sort of something. So um how did you guys get to that point?
Well, it's a great question. So we, of course, met at youth group at
Yeah.
church. So we were both integrated to a church setting, but I grew up with a dad being a minister. So he was a United Methodist minister my whole growing up years. And one of the things that he would always wrap the services with was share the good news of God's love with everyone you touch. If necessary, use words.
Mhm.
So it was this thing of like, be a good, loving person. And yeah, be a good, loving person and share the good news of God's love. But you don't necessarily have to save people or talk about your, religion or faith or God or anything. Just be a loving individual and and let that be suffice. Let that be good.
Mhm.
So that was the heart of my foundation that I grew up with personally. Then when Aaron and I met and we started, unifying and becoming a team in life, it just it was very a natural progression to just be connected and want to show that the strength in a relationship and having God as a pillar in that, um, just outwardly be a thing and be who a part of who we are. So when we started our YouTube channel and began creating content around our passion, which was cars and building stuff, it just naturally was communicated, like the level of love and respect, all of those elements. And then our niece has been a part of our videos since very early on. Well, since the first episode, she was only 3. So including the next generation and showing like our faith, but also just like an unconditional love of like, you know what, if you mess it up, it's okay. We can
Mhm.
learn from that. And just the threads of faith through just our living is something that really it's very intentional. It's very intentional, but it also comes from a place of like, that's how we were raised,
Yeah.
Right.
that's just what you did. So I'll let Aaron speak on this a little bit, but that's my place on it.
Yeah, I don't think if I look back over the 10 years we've done YouTube, you know, faith and Christianity and all that has not really been something I've thought about. I think we just kind of operate within our moral compass, and which
Yeah.
is be nice to people, be kind. That's the only thing we can really hope for. And I guess you brought up that you can kind of see our faith in what we do, and I've not given that much thought. It's honestly not been on my radar.
Mhm.
What's been on my radar is get out there, do the best I can, and show people that hard work and learning skills and being nice to each other is a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
It takes
And
zero
that
effort to be
to
a
be
good person.
like I hate to simplify it too much, but that's been my focus. It's like, look, just show up and be good, and and do the best you can and struggle through stuff and then get on the other side of it.
Mhm. It just shows how authentic and like how much integrity you guys have. The fact that it wasn't even a thing and it's just, but people can see, well, I could see it, and
Yeah.
the fact that you're just being you, that's
Mhm.
really cool and
Yeah.
inspiring actually.
Well,
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Means a lot.
So on your journey here with your business and your faith, is there been at any point where you're just like, wow, like I really like I'm really like kind of like almost seeing like my work as a prayer and like seeing the Lord like in your work and sort of that like co-creative like aspect of just like, oh, okay, like we're on the right path here, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I don't talk about this much publicly, but I'm a recovering alcoholic. Um, 3 years now. I've been working on that journey, and that's so. Growing up Christian in the church and then marrying a preacher's kid, that's always been in my part of my life. Um, but through the recovery process is very interesting. I learned that I also was in control of my life, so I thought. So I've been blessed with this ability to do just about anything and achieve just about anything. Whatever I want to do, it happens for me. I work hard enough. I've got enough brain to figure things out. When you have those abilities, it is very easy to think that you're doing everything for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I slipped into that and ended up getting too deep down into alcohol. My addiction was alcoholism. And basically became physically dependent on it, and then got to a point where I realized I couldn't do it by myself. So I had to start reaching out for help. When I started stopping drinking, I had all kinds of medical issues because when your body gets dependent on that, it's really dependent. Like you can get in
Yeah.
bad trouble.
Yeah.
So coming out of that, the last 3 years has been such a cool journey of like connecting with God again and relying on that. It's an interesting place you get in life where if you've been around, the concept of God your whole life, it's there and we all use it, makes us feel warm and fuzzy and all that. But when you're lying in bed and you're basically going, I can't do this. Like you got to take some of this from me. I don't know what's got to change. I don't know how it's got to change, but it's got to change. That changes a person big time. And so to try to get back to your question, I had to say that to kind of get back to your question. Once I started going through that and learning who I actually am, what I can and what I can't control, and what I can and can't do, I did start putting that into our content. And not always intentional, but I do wake up every morning and say, use me for your will, not mine. My will's screwed up. I'm a human. I make mistakes and don't even know I may be thinking I'm doing good, but I'm not. So get in the way of my thinking. A better way to say it is every morning I pray for God to get in my head before I do.
I love that.
That's a really good way to put that.
I love that. Get in, but I don't know if that would. I think they're both as powerful. Get in the way of my thinking.
Yeah.
Like that's more of a slap in the face that I need. Get in the way of, because I'll head down a rabbit hole instantly if I'm left to my own devices internally in my
We all
brain
do.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
And praise God that like you are where you are. Oh my gosh.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was very vulnerable of you to share, and I want to honor that because that could potentially bring some other people hope too, right?
Sure. I mean, I've been given a gift to live life and flourish and actually finally for the first time in my life reach full potential. It is my duty to share that with people.
That's really cool. And I just see Emily sitting there so proud of you. You can just tell on her face how proud of you she is. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's the journey of recovery through addiction becoming a reality for us. That like whenever it was all kind of building and we didn't know what was going on. Like the process was very difficult and we have so many things to be thankful for in our life and so many dreams that have come to fruition because of our hard work that it was really hard to understand, like, why is this happening? But we both had that foundation of like, all hard things are meant to make us better, right? And so when we were going through the depths of like the fear and like, why is this happening? Like, Aaron can handle anything. Why can't he handle this?
Yeah.
And then realizing like, oh, this is meant to be a gift to make us closer to our creator and
Mhm.
more like dependent on the creator, not the things that we're able to do. That was a reality for him, but also for me. I seeing somebody that you love so much, that you admire so much, hurting and suffering, that was really tough for me. And feeling like I had the answers too. Like, well, this is the answer, like it's simple, but it was not simple.
Mm.
And there were stepping stones and pain and suffering that needed to take place that were very fundamental for his learning and his growth. And gosh, like I do think that we'll share more of our story more widespread as the recovery continues and we get more days, more months, more years under our belt with this gift that we've been
Mm.
given. But we're just kind of honoring the timing of it all because it's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think so many people deal with that they don't talk about, whether it's a loved one that struggles or it's them themselves or it's something that maybe not even something like alcoholism, but like a like food addiction or different things that we become dependent on that we don't realize.
Yep.
But we've both learned so much through this process in looking to ourselves and our own journey and realizing we are the only person we can change. And usually if I'm struggling or if I'm feeling down or I'm feeling angry, I'm probably focusing on something I can't change or someone I can't change or something that is out of my control.
Yeah.
So the serenity prayer is huge for us. We say it all the time and it's so powerful. Um, and really like it sounds silly, but there's things in the shop that we look at like, okay, this is out of our control. But we have access to the courage to change the things we can. And we have access to the wisdom to know the difference. Like the serenity prayer is so powerful in
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
ways. So
It can all so easily be simplified. And prior to me getting into recovery, it was, why is this happening to me? After recovery, it's, what is this trying to teach me?
Mm.
What is God doing for me instead of what is God doing to me? Totally changes everything. Like everything changes. So when
Just
something comes up in a shop and we're trying to shoot and get an episode out, and we've been diligent, working 12 hours a day, and things just aren't going right. This happened recently on a build. We had worked really hard to get this engine running, brought this thing back, been sitting 40 years, got everything put together. I'd throw my back out that Monday. So I'm already in this mode of like, come on, like
Yeah.
seriously, I've been doing all this work. And now these girls have to build an engine, and I've got to somehow find the patience to teach them something that I know just intuitively.
You just do in your sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get through all that. We make it through the week. We're going to look for more bolts, and I find a gear inside the oil pan that I didn't know was broken. So here we are up against Friday, need to drop an episode on Saturday, and the entire week's worth of work is spoiled.
we intended on cranking it at the end of that week until we
Right.
found that gear.
So there's some choices you have right there.
Yeah.
They're not easy ones, which is rant and rave, be ticked off, in my former life, go get a bottle of whiskey and just numb it out for the weekend, or look at it and go, okay, so what is this trying to teach me? Well, we can see throughout the week that it was teaching me some patience, patience with myself because my body was not able to do what it needed to do. It's also pushing me a little bit further in my journey to be able to teach and be kind while I'm teaching and not be shop talking my girls, which is never a good thing to do.
no.
we can be pretty crude in that environment. And once it's done and you've made it through the week and you've done it with honor and grace, you look at it and you go, wow, that was pretty cool. Like I would not have planned that for myself, but that was pretty cool the way that worked out.
Hmm. You can see
And we
God at
refer
work
to the
there.
comment section a lot. Like the comment section on our channel is so awesome. Like there's a lot of channels we'll glance through the comments and there'll be a lot of haters and there'll be a lot of people talking, crap. But really our comment section is 99% positive, sweet, inspired people that either have been watching for years and they love us, or they just happened upon our channel and they're just like, whoa, these people are so awesome. Like, it's just people say the nicest stuff. And it's so cool because the consensus we hear a lot on the internet is not that.
Mm.
But especially with this engine build series, and I ended up making it 2 videos because there was so much content. Um, the comment section, you guys got to go check it out. It's so sweet. Like, people were so enthralled and captivated and inspired by Aaron's ability to be kind and teach us and do it in a way that was really understandable and encouraging. And then,
While I'm like crawling on the ground because I
yeah,
can't stand
in
up.
pain. And then Elia, our niece that we call the kid, she and I just diligently working hard and available for learning and available for like getting dirty and doing the things that needed to be done. It's just really, really cool. But all of that is like leads us up to this moment of like potential disappointment. But
Yeah.
instead, we were like, well, obviously, we were not meant to crank that engine because it could have shelled itself with,
Yeah.
missing parts and like that gear being broken.
But
We wouldn't have known.
the outcome that the audience got is something you can't storyboard. You can't plan that. The way that we all conducted ourselves as a family when I was injured on camera meant so much more to the audience than hearing the truck run. And we would have storyboarded the truck run. So it's just amazing how God steps in occasionally and uses you for his will.
Oh, that's cool.
It's-
That answers our next question.
Well, just another
That's
thing
awesome.
about that. It's sort of something my dad always said to me is just like you can't control how. Oh, geez, it's escaped me now. But the gist of it is just like the people really only care about how you made them feel in a particular interaction, right? So just like to see that like in your comment section is like super rare, and for that to be like the focus is like, wow, you guys are like a solid like unit.
Yeah.
And like what a cool opportunity for what do you call your niece, the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid.
That's a cool nickname.
Yeah.
Just like what an awesome opportunity for her to just kind of like really get to like hands-on learn. And I know Rosie's really passionate with his trades course that he teaches, that like getting women, especially young girls, involved in the trades, because like I think you said that like out of all of the students in your class, like all of the girls are just like wicked TIG welders.
Yeah, if they want to be there because of their high attention to detail, if they want to be in there, they're the best welders in the class every single
Always.
time.
Yep.
10 times out of 10.
They're also
And-
the best pilots.
Yeah. Yeah, attention to detail, yeah. 100%. No, that's awesome. Like what the question we're going to ask next, you've answered, which is cool. Like we were going to say, like how do you find God in your work? How do you see God at work every day in your everyday life in the shop floor? And there it is, right? And was it because I know you mentioned like going through those tough times maybe took some of the blinders off for you able to see, so that you were able to see God's hand in things. But is there, if someone were to, let's say someone's listening right now who's trying to really who's struggling in their job or trying to find purpose in it.
So I'll answer what I think you're asking. Finding God in our work, it's very interesting. So I have to preface it by saying you have to have an underlying belief that God is good and He's working for you.
Mm.
So then the way you find it in your work is you look for it. When those challenging things come up,
Makes
you
sense.
have
Yeah.
to set your ego aside and you say, okay, I know that this is working to benefit me, even though it feels like trash right now. What is the good that I'm needing to learn from this, and what is the good that's happening? And then don't get bogged down in it. Just keep doing what you're doing and move forward. It really is a waking up every morning and being excited and looking for the benefit. Like what's going to happen great today.
And I think another element of that is that we think about a lot is we look outside of ourselves and what we're benefiting from it. So for us, when we started making the videos, of course, we wanted to do that for a job, right? So then you're thinking about, okay, we need to make money, we need to find brand deals, we need to da 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 da. But then we were like, wait. Like, if we just think about serving people and we think about lifting people up, the prosperity should follow. In theory, like from what we hear and what we feel and what we're told, if you focus on serving a community, then prosperity should follow that. And so that's been a really cool thing. Like, we actively field brand deals from brands that come to us and say, we love your energy as a team, as a couple. When, whether it's an agency that works with a brand, the agency says, the brand that we're working with looks for really inspiring DIY people, and you guys are a family, you guys are multiple generations. And they just name the price. Like, these brands are, and that's freaking cool, when
Yeah.
all we really tried to focus on was serving people. And okay, who do we want to be as humans? Like, let's work to do that. And our channel becomes this conduit for accountability for us. So, like, we're not just affecting each other or our close-knit group of people here. We're affecting a lot more people. So we hold ourselves accountable to who we want to be. And it helps
Yeah.
us remind us that we're not the only ones that matter. Like, our reactions and all of that, like, there's a ripple effect to that. So if we can look at this and say, well, how do I want to respond for me? But also, like, how would I want people to see me respond to this? Do I want them to see us be like, we put all this work into this engine and now there's this gear, so now we're screwed.
Yeah.
See you on the next episode. Or do we want to be like, okay, clearly we weren't meant to crank this thing up. Like, this is a blessing in disguise. You guys will see us on the next episode, tear the gear set apart because we have to make sure there's nothing else broken. And that's the energy we want to take into things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
it's
the energy we want to see other people be inspired to do the same. Because we want people to be inspired to work on stuff and realize, like, it might not go perfect, but that's okay. You're going to learn stuff. You're going to find problems that you didn't know existed, and that's a blessing. So it just kind of like, our channel is a cool opportunity for us to document our builds and be able to look back. I can look back at builds that we've done with our niece for 10 years now. We started the channel in 2015. She was 3. Now she just turned 14. That's so cool. Just that alone, having all those years of videos to look back on. But then you're like, oh, well, the ripple effect of all the other people that have watched that and gotten inspired or gotten their daughters or their nieces or their grandkids out in the shop because they're like, well, I see this little girl on YouTube doing it, I want to try. It's a ripple effect. So don't just think about yourself. That's another thing we bring in, is to think about the community that we're affecting.
It's important. And it's so, like, something that stood out to me, what you said is, like, your reaction to something. Because right now, like, we have this, everyone has that negativity bias, and it's really quick to go negative, and, like, that's what gets clicks, and that's what gets views and goes, and it's so foreign to see someone go, huh, all right, guess not. And like, I could just imagine people watching me like, that does not compute, like, how many
are
people
they so chill?
Like, how many people would have a wrench embedded into the wall of their garage after that happened, or whatever, or or taking it out on each other,
Right.
or like that type of projecting your frustration onto, just give me the rent, like that type of, gotta hold the flashlight, how people have kids having to hold the flashlight for their dad, and being scarred emotionally from that, like, I'm not laughing at that. But it's kind of a funny meme that floats around, right? Hold the flashlight properly, or dad's gonna get mad, type stuff. But, like, that is so cool for you to. I'm assuming, since you're human, there is a temptation for that, right? Like, right at the, you have that choice. I saw something floating around Instagram about, like, every time you choose not to react negatively, it kind of rewires your brain to
it's physical stuff.
positive. And it's, like, painful, I'm assuming, because I've done that too, where it's like, you want to react in that way because that's like the obvious outlet for your frustration. and it's almost like painful, like it's a little sacrifice, to go, no, I'm gonna do this. Like, how do you, when you're in that moment and having to make that choice, like, how does one do that? For any parents out there, or anyone else out there who struggles
Yeah,
with it.
I mean, it was a choice Emily and I made early in our marriage. Actually, advice from her grandparents was, you don't go to bed mad.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, there is not a problem that you need to deal with that you can't do as a team. So we're not against each other in a marriage. When something comes up, and my addiction's the same way, it's, you go through periods where you get aggravated and frustrated with each other. You spend all your time with the person that's going to happen. But ultimately, it is not me against you, it's us against the problem.
Mm.
So that's the foundation. And then you practice that over and over and over. A more tactical thing that I deal with, because I do have those frustrating outbursts, is I've had to realize that that's between me and God, or me and my ego. And
Yeah.
taking that out on somebody else is a very unkind thing to do. So when I get to those wrench throwing moments, I just kind of stop and I walk outside and let myself just realize, the place I'm in, and how grateful I am, and then I'll come back to it and everything's kosher and cool. But it really is. I literally have to have those moments, and I just stop. And I'm very vocal with the girls. I'll be like, "Look, I am not having a good time, so please have some grace with me if I say things that aren't quite as good as I want them to be. Just
Yeah.
know that it's me battling with me. It's not me battling with you guys. So just be aware. I came from a different family, and we all yelled and fought with each other. And I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that to you guys, but I may not be as kind as I otherwise would be. And I just try to put it on the table. As soon as I recognize that I'm not being my best, I try to communicate that and say, hey, look, let's roll with the day. I'm going to do the best I can, but just know that I'm not in the best mental space right now.
What a grace, though, to be able to even identify that.
Yeah.
Because how many people, myself included, when you're at work or whatever, just going with the stream of this frustration or anger, and not
Mhm.
even having the opportunity to see what's about to happen and stop it.
Yeah.
Like, that
And that's,
takes a lot of growth to get to that point, to be able to see, and then you may have to make the choice,
yeah,
right?
Well, and just
that's
the
all recovery, God, and self awareness,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
really
an
cool.
exercise every single day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you mentioned how it's like hard to make a different decision in the moment. There are literal pathways in the brain. It's like basic neurology
Yeah.
that a habit forms a certain connection in the brain. This happens, this happens. This is our response. But then if you start changing it and you start building a new habit, the habit starts like this, and you're like, the more times you do it, the closer it gets. It's like, it's neurology is so cool in that you can literally retrain your brain. Like, being mad, if like you go right to throwing wrenches, that's a strong one. That feels good to do. That's what you do. Then you don't do it that one time and it gets a little bit further, but it's still closer than the react with gratitude. But then every time you choose a different, it dies, and the other one gets stronger. And it's a crazy, like, it's actually happening in our brains. So like, if you train yourself for gratitude when something yucky happens, and you're like, okay, this is happening for me, not to me. The initial feeling is still, this is happening to me. You feel like a victim. You're like, why the F is this happening? Like, I've worked so hard. Well, no, this is a gift. I just have to find it. And the more you do the positive, the stronger that neurological pathway gets in your brain. And God built us this way. It's so freaking
Mhm.
cool.
So
God
cool.
that's why they
built
call it the
incredible
practice of
things.
gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
practice of gratitude.
I call it damage control.
Yeah.
I love that.
When my old patterns creep in, and I'm not in the best headspace, I'll tell Emily that, like, I'm just trying to not do any harm today. And if I get through
Yeah.
the day without making it worse, we won, whether I'm
Yeah.
smiling or not.
And then it's a practice of everybody involved not taking stuff personally. Because if you take it personally, if like he responds and he's like rude about it, I can hold on to it, and then the whole afternoon is, messed up because I'm holding on to what he said when he was mad in the moment. He's let it go, but I haven't. It's this
Mm.
whole thing of like, you know what? Let it go. Don't take it personally. Q-tip is a acronym. Quit taking it personally. I think
Yeah,
Q-tip.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Don't let that junk go. Like, I'm not going to let that ruin my day. I don't want it to ruin his day just because he was mad in a moment. So there's all kinds of like intricacies of relationships and things we do for ourselves and for other people, and for us, it's habits. So like those
yeah,
habits are built strong in our brains. Sometimes the negativity will flare up, but like we've done a good job of working on ourselves and building those habits in our brain where, you know, I can let it go. If he says something snarky or whatever, he's frustrated. I let it go, you know? And that's built in my brain and in my heart because it feels better to do that.
mm.
It doesn't
Remi-
feel good to hold on to stuff and take it personally and be junky for the rest of the day just because somebody had a little reaction.
yeah.
So
It reminds me of that. There's like an indigenous parable about, or a story about like two wolves. What is it? One's anger and one's something positive, and it's like how do you how does one not grow, or how to? It depends on which one you feed.
Yeah.
That's the one that's gonna, and
exactly.
you mentioned, Emily, about how you like work on ourselves. Now I know this is a bit of a tangent to what we were talking about in this episode, but I think it's important for tradespeople, especially because tradespeople, it's not the most like,
Welcoming.
well, no, there's welcoming, but I mean, it's the shop floor, right? Like there's nothing, no holds barred on that shop floor. And, um, ego was mentioned, and, there's a lot of people in the world who have wounds, and no matter what industry you're in. But I don't think tradespeople, especially, have been encouraged and told that like you can get help for this stuff and you can work on yourself, and it's okay. You don't have to, if you have this like your backup on something, like you can go to therapy, and if you're struggling, there's people you can talk to, and that's okay. How important do you think it is for tradespeople to be openly working on themselves in that way?
I think it's vital. It's a hard business. There's a reason there's a lot of us that are alcoholics and drug addicts.
Yeah.
We're tough men. We're very tough men typically in this industry, and
Mhm.
which is we do it all ourselves and don't ask for help, and that's an extremely dangerous place to live in. It's I think the trades are amazing, and it's we need so much more of it, but we also need a more wholesome environment. I'm trying to get my words out.
No, I hear what you're saying. It
Yeah,
can't be as hard as it is,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
right?
The
Like
culture
it's
had
not.
so much to do with men closing themselves off to their emotions. It's typically not supported for a man to come home and like want to talk about whatever, it's like, well, you're the dude, you make the money, you deal with your shit on your own,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
have a cold beer. That the culture says like get off work, crack a cold one, and then, and like numb it, don't the culture, there's so many elements to the culture that are dysfunctional and sad
yeah,
that to be different, it's crazy. To be being different is like being in touch with your feelings and accepting like you can't do everything on your own, and maybe you should numb it even though every other commercial and billboard is beer or liquor,
yeah.
and
Or gambling,
you know,
or yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I would like to see. So having gone through recovery, I've done that through AA. I've got a sponsor, which is a
Oh,
very a good, strong man, um, and I talk to him 2 or 3 times a week. I've also got friends who are Christians, and we talk back and forth. So the church, I think, does a pretty good job of having men's group.
mhm,
Addiction recovery does a really good job of having men's groups, and that's a group that you go to because you don't want to take all your problems home to your wife. She may not be. In bear in mind, I'm talking about men because I'm a man. This
yeah,
this goes either way.
for sure.
Uh, sometimes you don't want to take that stuff home to your kids and your wife because it's just not, they don't need to know all the stuff that you're struggling with necessarily. Once you kind of get it figured out, then you can talk. But I would like to see in the secular side of things, or just in the trades in general, some kind of groups of men that can talk and have real conversations about what they're struggling with. Because we have this benefit of being an addiction, and then you have that benefit of if you're in the church, but there's all these people in the middle that could really use some friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of there's this journeyman welder in Australia. He works in the mines, and his whole thing, he's just like, here's this work that I'm doing, but also like check in on your friends. I need
Exactly.
it.
Yep.
Call your mom. She
Yeah.
needs it.
Yep.
And they say loneliness among men is massive right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And suicide is too, for that
Yeah.
very reason.
And not just men, all tradespeople,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Mhm.
it's just,
Well, when you have
there's just a stigma attached to tradespeople and being hardened and not sharing or talking or dealing with your stuff.
Well, I remember an electrician friend of mine. When we first started working together. He's like, "Oh yeah, my last job, they didn't have HR." I'm just like, "What do you mean they didn't have HR?" Like it was like I knew the company. It was a pretty big company. He's like, "Yeah, they just had the hurt feelings department, and it would receive form, and then they'd throw it in the garbage." I'm just like, "That's horrible."
Oh my gosh.
You can't do that.
I got to step away for just a second.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's just one of those things where like that was one of the goals of this show, like we want to create, we're still figuring out what platform we want to use, but we want to create like a community, like a forum or some sort of something that tradespeople who are striving to grow in these ways can support each other. And we'll launch it. There's a couple like areas we might do a school or like a Discord, but Discord's kind of juvenile and I don't know about that, but
Is rife with
possible challenges.
possible hacking.
Yeah. But we want to, exactly what Aaron was saying, and provide an opportunity for people to journey, like, hey, like, and also practical stuff. Hey, I'm working on this. Any tips for the, question for the electricians in the group or the welders in the group or
Yeah.
but also like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Anyone know a good way to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm struggling with
You know,
alcoholism.
are
Hey,
you
hey,
do
hey,
you guys
great.
publish these pieces on YouTube where
Yeah,
there's a comment
this will
section?
go on YouTube. Yeah.
So, I find just reading our comment section, our comment section feels very much like a community. So
Mhm.
you guys could create this community where people tune into your episodes, and then the comments section is talking both about what was discussed in the episode or in the conversation that took place on the actual content, but also like just know down in the comment section is a community of people that, if you need love and you need support and you need somebody to bounce ideas off of, go down in the comment section and find a comment of someone that resonates with you. Like
I
you
like that.
guys could make just from your channel and just from using YouTube as a platform, you could make a community right there in your comment section that
Mm,
is people that all are gathering because of the umbrella of your content being based on faith in the trades. And
yeah.
then people are like, I need that. And then they go down in the comments and they're like, oh, there's this dude in such and such, and he commented this. And I feel that same way. Like, that's so cool. And y'all could make like a community just right there. Like just
I
putting it
never
out
thought
on
about
YouTube
that.
and not worrying about overthinking like, oh, we need an app and we need it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
base and we need, oh gosh, what platform should we use? Should we use Discord? Like just find us down in the comment section. We're all in
That's
this
cool.
together. Like that could be, I mean, I see on our content at least, like I feel like our content creates a community down in the comment section. Even if there's like somebody that talks crap about me working and saying something about a woman should get in the kitchen or whatever, like just the very tiny amounts of like sexist, weird comments. I mean, our community, that person will delete their account. Like that does not
Right.
last in our comment section.
That's so
And
cool.
there's so many women content creators that they're like, gosh, I just can't do it. Like the comment section, I'm like, it's not a thing for us.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's like
But
our
I think
community. It's
love
just like
begets love, right? And respect begets respect, and, like, what you're putting out there is being returned to you, and that's really cool.
exactly, exactly.
That's so
So
cool.
my thought is like you guys creating this content and just using YouTube as a platform, like that could be your community right there.
That's cool.
People down in the comment section can come together, talk about what was discussed in the episode. And then also if they're struggling with something like, guys, like I'm, whatever, like down in the
Mhm.
comment section of this, somebody could say, I mean, I've been struggling with drinking too much. And like just
Yeah.
hearing Aaron's story makes me, like that
Yeah.
stuff that can hit a deeper level for some people. And you have to trust that the right people are going to see it. We can't
Mhm.
control.
Your
Yeah.
audience will always find you. It's amazing when I was going through my like the I got hospitalized when I quit drinking. So when I was going through that, it was amazing the people that reached out to Emily that were in the comment section that already knew what was going on because they had lived through it. They we didn't publicly talk about it, but they just saw the things that was going on in our life and they were like, "Hey, just so you know, I've been through this. I don't know what's going on in your life, but if this is it, I'm there." It's
Wow.
pretty cool how that stuff shows up. If you just live an authentic life, man, your tribe just finds you.
That's
It's
so
really
cool.
cool.
Well, I think deep down people just crave authenticity, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I come from a bit of a youth ministry background too, like Rosie here, and it's just one of the big things that kind of like whenever I'm ministering is just be me, because there's enough fake garbage out there that
Yeah.
Right.
they don't need that.
A lot of times when you show your mistakes and when you're authentic about your struggles, that's going to reach and land so much better on people than being perfect ever
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever, ever, ever. And the people that are disappointed in you not being perfect or disappointed that you didn't see that gear in the that was missing in the gear train and you didn't get to crank it up, if they're pissed off at you for that, then that's their problem, not yours.
Yeah. That's their
It says
story.
more about them than it does you, and you just move along.
100%.
Thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Seriously, move along. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
one thing that we're going to start doing with our episodes is to sort of like ask for some sort of like helpful advice. So, one thing that for the people listening to this episode, do you guys have any like practical tips for how they can sort of like merge their faith into their work a little bit better? Just because you guys seem to that you're living it and you're choosing joy in everything you do, and just I think you kind of touched on it a bit with the serenity prayer and just like the neurology aspect of just like actively choosing. But do you have any other helpful insight or maybe advice for those who may be wanting to work on that?
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about this for 4 or 5 hours, but if we really want to simplify it, and I can only speak for what works for me, is it really is that getting up in the morning and saying, God, your will, not mine. Your will be done in my life, not mine. Help me get out of my head and let me focus on what you need me to do. Because everybody has a mission or a purpose. And the only thing that gets in the way of us fulfilling that is ourselves.
Yeah.
So really inviting God in to be a part of our life. And the other thing is help me see what you need from me. And then
Mm.
laying down at night and going, did I wrong anybody? If I did, how can I do that differently tomorrow and be a better person tomorrow? Like it it feels like that's where you start. And then so many things change. Our channel, our audience, the message that our channel brings, none of it was written out on paper. It
Yeah.
was we work on ourselves and our relationship with God, and our channel is a result of that.
I
All right.
love that so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's not for the sake of the prosperity that you mentioned, but God makes good out of everything. And you can really tell, like scripture talks about, you can tell them by their fruit
Yeah.
and look at the fruit that's growing in your life. And
Yep.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
This is a silly one, but Dave Ramsey says, you serve enough people, you'll never worry about money.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's really, thank you for saying that, because when I've talked about, like, we'd love for this show to get to a point where we can sustain or supplement our incomes or whatever. But it's not like that's not the goal. And I think personally for me,
Why
I
isn't it the
sometimes
goal?
hey, fair enough. But I mean, it's the goal, but it's not like I'm not doing it for money's sake. You know what I mean? Like you're talking, like I want to serve others. We're going to serve others through this show. It is a goal. I'll just say that. But internally, see, you're like touching on this, like this conflict that I
Yep.
have. So thank you for saying that. Internally, it's like, well, it's like a God thing, so you shouldn't make money off it. You know what I mean?
I
And
think
that's
that's a misnomer that a lot of Christians have.
100%.
I
That's a
think
struggle
God
that a
wants
lot
us
of
to be
people have.
successful.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, I think God wants us to be financially successful
Yeah.
because there's so many cool things you can do if you have money. So many people you can help.
Yeah. And that's what you nailed it right there. That's got to be the goal. The goal is, and I've heard so many YouTubers that are even outside and podcasters that are outside of any sort of faith perspective say that is if you're going into it to make money, then it's for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And people can sniff that out. Like people sniff that out immediately. But if, like you're saying, if you're doing it to serve and to return your gifts that you've been given, then that it all just follows.
Yep.
That's
I
really
agree
cool.
with you. It can't be the primary goal,
Yeah.
but it can be a piece of the goal.
But it can be a piece of the goal. Thank you for calling me out on that. I appreciate that. I needed that.
At the end of the day, money is just a tool for which you can
Yeah.
use. It just happens to be a very,
Do
very
more.
useful tool.
Yeah. The way we look at it is because we've worked hard to build our channel, we've worked hard for eyeballs, right? So
Yeah.
eyeballs are leverage for companies that have marketing dollars to choose to spend it in certain ways. A lot of companies want to spend money with people that have core values they believe in. So it's pretty dang cool to get reached out to companies of like, hey, we really admire your content and your core values and who you are, and we have marketing dollars. So like we didn't do it to make money, but we also kind of did because it's like we want to attract brands that have money, that have marketing dollars, that have the wherewithal to be like, hey, we want to work with people that are great, that are inspiring in the industry. And
Yeah.
we want to be those people. We want to have enough followers and subscribers and all that junk to make those to be valid marketing dollars for those companies because we want to do this for a living and we want to be prosperous to be able to, do things with money because like that makes a lot of sense for us. So like it's pretty dang cool that if it's you reap what you sow, that whole thing,
Yeah.
It's like if
Absolutely.
like who do you want to be in the industry? Who do you want to attract? What kind of viewership do you want? What kind of brands do you want to work with? It it's all hand in hand.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, well, dang, that's really cool. So, I mean, you keep building this, you will have enough eyeballs to have companies come to you, just like they've come to us,
Yeah.
and say, hey, we want to advertise on your podcast because we love what you guys are doing in the trades. You have so many brands out there that need the trades, right? Like
Yeah.
tool companies. Scott Towels is a company we started working with. Everybody uses Scott Towels. Heck, that brand is like, and so for them to come to us and say, hey, we want to work with you guys because we love who you are. What? The same
Yeah,
companies will do that for you guys. So you keep on being diligent, making uploads, spreading word, having great
Yeah.
people. Those brands will come to y'all. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
So
and the work you're doing is noble. It's along the lines of what we're doing. It's if you go to an employer and ask what they want in an employee, somebody that's honest, that works hard, and takes pride in their work. That's what they're looking for. Having a healthy spiritual life automatically turns you into that person. So there's a value in any efforts that any of us make to try to move people in that direction, to just be good people. Everybody in the world benefits from it. That has a dollar value. It's everybody does better when people are honest and do hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone does better when people are better.
Yeah.
There's a t-shirt for you.
It's a win for us all.
100%. Well, as we kind of wrap up the show, this episode, I want to ask you, pie in the sky, big, hairy, audacious goal. What is your dream for Flying Sparks Garage? What is your, like, if money wasn't an issue, if time zones or if, whatever wasn't an issue, what is the ultimate, like, dream for Flying Sparks Garage, not just as the YouTube channel, but as like an entity or like the thing?
I would say it's ever evolving, but for us, we don't even look at limitations really. Like when you say if money wasn't, whatever. Like for
Yeah,
us, we're just
because
like,
that's where faith comes in. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like we're just like, well, what do we want to do? And we'll make it happen. We don't really stress about the money. Like we have goals of like, our marine content does really well. We have we try and think about dreams more like goals because a dream may or may not happen. A dream is like but a goal, there's steps for that. And we have
Yeah.
goals. We have past goals that we've like conquered and been like, dang, that was really worthwhile. So we have stuff that we want to do that we will do that are goals for Flying Sparks, but then also we want to evolve in other ways of content. Like we want to invest in real estate and like buy houses and refurbish them and have them for rent
Cool.
houses or like resell. We want to continue to like buy, like we're in a building right now that we're going to be buying in May. And it's a commercial building. We didn't need a commercial building, but the opportunity came up and we were like, this is a good investment. We're in the hustle mode of our lives. Like, let's freaking do this. So we want to keep doing that and creating content around that. So we have the garage channel, but then we also have a channel called Jump In with Aaron and Emily. And that
Oh.
channel, we haven't done episodes on it consistently, but anything that we just want to jump into, like camping, cooking, fishing, like airplane stuff, because we have our little Cessna that we fly around. And
That's awesome.
so that channel's going to expand at some point whenever we get enough. I'm terrible at delegation. We've got to delegate more tasks within Flying Sparks Garage business to then be able to do more content on Jump In. But that channel is going to be really cool at some point to expand. So I mean, we have all kinds of stuff that we want to do. Like we love being in tropical environments. So we want to go buy a busted boat in the Bahamas or somewhere cool, go buy it, work on it, refurbish it, probably even keep it for like an Airbnb at a marina, and just be creating content around that. And like call up one of our brands and say, hey, we're going to go do this video series on this. This is how much it's going to cost. You guys down? So like money really, it's not like, oh gosh, how are we going to afford to buy that? We've got companies that will benefit greatly from being brought to you by such and such. That's funds for us to be able to live that goal. And so, yeah, I mean, the way that we look at things ends up that our dreams are goals and we freaking make them happen.
That's so
And
sweet.
and we deserve every bit of it. Like
Yeah.
we deserve it because we're doing something that makes people happy and that serves people and inspires people to do the same. We've gotten so many messages from people saying, I bought a boat because of your boat videos and now our family goes out every weekend. We've created new habits and so many memories. And that's what it's all about, is like making people go, I want to do that. They did it. We can do it. And
I want to do cool things.
Yeah.
the ripple effect of that is so cool because
100%.
our limitations are just our own beliefs. Like,
Yeah. Our goal is to do whatever we want, whenever we want, as much as we want. That's always the end goal.
Perfect.
The only thing that's changed over the last 5 years is I'm kind of leaning on God more for that. What God will do. It's becoming more of I'm running my life more off inspiration than just things that I personally want to do. Because it feels so much better. When you get to a point, I mean, I was basically retired at 38 years old and went full-time YouTube. And that's when my addiction kicked in because I didn't know what the heck to do with my hands. Because it was all just stuff like that from an ego standpoint of stuff that I wanted. Well, we achieved all that. Now what do I do? Like I have no clue what to do with my life.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the minute you get everything you wanted, that's when the trouble starts.
Well, now what?
That's when the benefit starts. That's when God's stepping in and say, hey, you do more than this.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Aaron and Emily, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and being so authentic and vulnerable and sharing your story, Aaron. I really thank you so much. I want to just affirm you in that as awesome to hear, and hopefully it brings a lot of people some hope and some direction. And it was very vulnerable thing for you to do, and I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
As we kind of wrap up, where can people find what you're doing if they haven't heard of Flying Sparks, or jump in, and then then we'll wrap.
And what's the best way that they can support you guys and your channel?
Well, our channel on YouTube is Flying Sparks Garage, and then the secondary channel that is for adventure stuff is Jump In with Aaron and Emily. The best way to support us is probably just to watch our videos, comment, share them with their friends, people that they think would also enjoy it. And then on social media platforms, we are Flying Sparks Garage on Instagram and Facebook, and then his personal Instagram is Pilot Reeves, and mine is I'm Emily Reeves.
And if anybody's listening and they have questions about the stuff I talked about, hit me up in the comment in the Instagram message. What do you call that thing?
DMs.
The DMs.
Yeah, DMs. Hit me up.
Yeah, slide into
that's
Aaron's DMs
Yeah.
on Instagram, and he may or may not. Just kidding. No,
That's very
He-
generous of you.
no,
Paul.
He may pass up if you want to send pictures of your 72 El Camino with Mama Ram. You'd be like, okay, that's cool.
Mhm.
Anyway, so all the social media platforms, you'll find us. But if you want to shoot me a message, I get overwhelmed on the Facebooks. Instagram is the place there. If you want to shoot us a message, I will see it and respond. And same with Aaron, Instagram. So thank you guys for having us so much. And we give you guys just the biggest hugs and encouragement. We'll share this, of course. Love what y'all are doing with this, and admire the courage to do it too, because I know it takes courage. So
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
That means so much, Aaron and Emily. Thank you so much for your support of what we're doing. And again, it's been an honor to hear the story and to just talk about this with you. So thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for coming on the show. I will put all the links that you guys shared in the show notes of this episode, and people can. And Aaron, thanks for offering to listen to people and to be that support for them if they need it too.
For sure.
But thank you so much for coming on, and let's stay connected, and hope you guys have an awesome day. And thanks to everyone for listening.
And,
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Aaron and Emily. And for those of you listening, take care, comb your hair. Love you. Bye.